The most expensive red cards in all of Magic the Gathering. Are they worth it? We're going to look at red cards that are at least 7 mana or more. We're going to start off with the Fire Dragon. Ooh, look at it. Very dragonish. 9 mana for a 6/6 creature that has flying. When Fire Dragon comes into play, it deals damage equal to the number of mountains you control to target creature. Basically, almost guaranteeing that you're going to incinerate the damn thing. What is going on in this picture? Is the fire coming out of its butt? It's like its tail butt or something. Maybe it's just the way it's positioned. But anyway, this card has some synergy with Blood Moon. Anyway, it might kill creatures. If you're anything like me, you may not have a ton of basic lands in your deck because you want to play with utility lands, you know? There's more to life than just basic lands. And it's not so like it's basically like a 1 for 0, maybe. But what if it had Storm? Now we're talking. But it doesn't have Storm. It's just a 9 mana, enter the battlefield, kill a creature. Chalupa could do that for a whole lot less mana, so I think not worth it. Maybe worth it in a dragon deck, but must be for a very, very specific deck. Form of the Dragon, says Steve Cooper. Form of the Dragon. There's going to be a lot of dragon cards on today's show. That's 7 mana for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, Form of the Dragon deals 5 damage to target creature or player. I like that. You get like reoccurable damage every single turn. At the end of turn, your life total becomes 5. No, that is not good. I don't like this. I don't like the sound of this. This whole idea has gone down the drain. Creatures without flying attack you. Alright, that's good. But you're still like within range of dying to something. And you can still get hit by dragons. At the beginning of your upkeep, Form of the Dragon deals 5 damage to target creature or player. At the end of turn, your life total becomes 5. I don't know. I guess you need to have this in some sort of deck where your life total is not allowed to go below 0. And it's sort of like a crappy moat or something. You can combo it with Second Chance and Umbilicus. I don't even know what either of those cards are. Umbilicus. Is it anything to do with an umbilical cord? Umbilicus. This better be good, some. 4 mana during each player's upkeep. That player pays 2 life or returns a permanent to he or she controlled to its owner's hand. I have no idea how this has anything to do with Form of the Dragon. So I say, not worth it. Raw Boy, Volcanic Salvo. Volcanic Salvo. 12 mana! Sorcery. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total power of creatures you control. Alright, I could get behind that. Volcanic Salvo deals 6 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. It actually has potential. In theory, you could just pay this for 2 mana. You can just pay 2 red for this. Because if you have 10 power in play, alright, you get a huge discount. You can hit creatures and planeswalkers. Do you know what? I like it. I think it's good. I think it's worth it. Worst case scenario, it's unplayable. Best case scenario, it's actually 2 mana. So you can. The discount matters, people. But it doesn't have to be amongst power you control. Yeah, it's good for the dragon deck. They'll have tons of power onto the battlefield. Henrik with Bear of the Heavens. It is an 8 mana 10/10 giant with a whole galaxy on its shoulders. Looks like it's got a portal to a whole new universe. It's a giant. When Bearer of the Heavens dies, destroy all permanents at the beginning of the next end step. So if it dies, you get to do a little bit of something before everything blows up. That is very interesting. Very unique card. But you have to blow it up. You have to invest 8 mana in just basically a gigantic... It's basically a vanilla creature. It's a ticking time bomb, if anything. So I guess if it dies, the heavens falls down on everyone else, crushing them in one fell swoop. You go squish. For 8 mana, let's see, dies, destroy all permanents. You know what's interesting? This might deter people from playing sweepers. Because if you have this on the battlefield, well, all of a sudden people are like, well, I don't want to blow up the Bearer of the Heavens because then I blow up all my stuff. You know, it's like, can't remember what that game theory situation is. You die, then I die. Mutual destruction. So, Awkward. Still a little more expensive than I would like. No evasion or anything, but you know what? Maybe it's worth it. It's a little bit of a deterrence from anyone trying to blow up the whole, blow up the battlefield. We got Clarinet Guy, Itali, Primal Conqueror. Was a limited bomb. You know what? I really don't like judging things based on limited, because if that's the bar for the show, there's all sorts of weird, stupid pump spells that would make it on here. So we're gonna judge this based on constructed. And also, all of these cards are, everything is a limited bomb. It got big power and toughness. It's a limited bomb. Okay, 7 mana for a 7/7 Elder Dinosaur with Trample. When it enters the battlefield, each player exiles cards on the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. You may cast the card. Hold on. Each player exiles cards. You may cast any number of spells from among the non-land cards exiled this way without paying the mana cost. You're playing their cards? That's insane. And then you have a Phyrexian 9 mana, Transform Italia, activate only as... okay. Activate only as an 11/11. That sounds very AI generated. Activate only as a sorcery. And it turns into the Itali Primal Sickness. Trample Indestructible, 11/11. Whenever it deals damage to a player, they get that many poison counters. Okay, this card is definitely worth it. You get... Whoops, no, I just want the flip side of this. Not even counting the second side, which could end the game on the spot for some people. For 7 mana, you are... What are you getting? 3 cards off of people? No, sorry, 4, because you get your... When it enters the battlefield, each player, including yourself, exiles cards on the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. You get everything! Italia's good in standard right now, too. For 7 mana? This is a bargain! Get your Italis while they're still 7 mana. Also can end the... And is also a game-winning finisher. If the game is getting too clogged up. If everyone else is getting tired of danger. Danger. Dam is here with the explosive singularity. We had the heavens guy. Now we have explosive singularity. All right, red, 8 mana sorcery. As an additional cost to cast the spell, you may tap any number of untapped creatures you control. Spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature tapped this way. This is like some weird Convoke creature. Why don't they just give it Convoke? What, they just want to guarantee that it can do, you have to pay the double red? Explosive Singularity deals 10 damage to any target. Whoa! Is that the largest burn spell in the game? Oh, no, maybe Urza's Rage. No, Urza's Rage also does 10 damage. Uncounterable. 10 damage. I mean, you're guaranteeing to blow something up with this. Even Itali! I don't know how I feel about this thing. You have to tap all your creatures, and it's at sorcery speed. So, I mean... Yeah, it can't be divided. You basically have to tap down all your creatures to get the discount. And then you gotta pass the turn after that. So, like, when you use this, I mean, when you aim at the king, you best not miss. I don't like it. You know what? I'm not a fan. I don't think this would work out very well. It can be done for cheap, but at too high of a cost. Alright, next super chat, we got King Ginger. Star of Extinction. Great with Jared Carthalion, that thing that conjures like Black Lotus onto the battlefield. Star of Extinction. Oh, the poor dinosaurs, they have no idea what's coming. Yeah, that's the end of your arc. Okay, red, 5 generic, sorcery. Destroy target land, Star of Extinction. 7 mana to blow up a land. Star of Extinction deals 20 damage to each creature in each planeswalker. Whoa! So it's a board wipe. It's a board, and you blow up a land. I'm really surprised you blew up one singular land. I guess the Star of Extinction didn't hit the whole globe. Does the multiverse understand how physics work? It should be blow up all lands. It should be effectively another obliterate to some extent. Anyway, this card is great. 7 mana is not too expensive. Late game, you basically can clear the board of all the creatures and maybe get rid of somebody's, I don't know, Maze of Ith or something, or the Guy's Cradle on the battlefield. Great with Brash Taunter. Great with Brash Taunter. Is it good with the dinosaurs that like enrage? Because they get dealt the damage, and then maybe they'll make some dinosaurs afterwards. Not so extinct now, are we? Because some of the dinosaurs benefit from, like, they make creatures after getting damage, right? That's a flavor fail! But anyway, I think Start of Extinction, it's worth it. Rodolfo says, Dragon Tyrant is still legal on Commander. Dragon Tyrants. What are you talking about? Yeah, it's still legal. What's wrong with this? You think it's broken? We have a red 8 generic 6/6 flying trampling dragon with double strike. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Dragon Tyrant unless you pay quadruple red. No, I don't think so. I'm not paying that quadruple red. Pay a red. Dragon Tyrant gets +1/+0 until end of turn. This is like a worse Shivan Dragon. Get out of here. There's like a lot better dragon. Not worth it. Not worth, in my opinion. John with Warp World, especially when copied. We got Warp World in the house. 8 mana sorcery. Each player shuffles all permanents he or she owns into his or her library, then reveals that many cards from the top of his or her library. Each player puts all artifact, creature, and land cards revealed this way onto the battlefield, then does the same for enchantment cards, and puts all cards revealed this way that weren't put on the battlefield on the bottom of his or her library. I know how this card sort of works. If you have like a lot of cards that make some sort of token or treasure or like some sort of extra permanent, this thing like combos really well with it. So basically your board is just tons of stuff, then you Warp World into tons more stuff. So it works. I mean, I've seen this thing in action and it's not bad. You have to build your deck around it, but you are going to get the payoff that you want with it. Fortunately, in Commander, I don't think you have a whole lot of copies of this card. You've got this. You have the 0 mana one that you can cascade into, and then maybe that's it. So it's a bit awkward to build your whole deck around an effect like this. But yeah, if you can copy it, then your whole battlefield is full of garbage. Garbage your opponents can't deal with. Will Darkness has something to say about them dinosaurs. Okay, well, I think the dinosaurs didn't die from the meteorite itself, but from the atmosphere chain. Exactly, that's how it is. But it's still going to deal them 20 damage. All right, 20 damage from that atmosphere. What I mean by the atmosphere is, you know, everything goes dark, no light gets through, the plants die, then the vegetarian dinosaurs, they die, then the meat-eating dinosaurs, they die, all the carnivores die, then they're all dead. They starve to death. But what I'm trying to get at is it should blow up more than one land. Okay, next super chat. We've got... Oh, no. We got Jorith. Where's your super chat? Now I gotta dig for it. Jorith new to the super chatting game. Supposed to give them super chats at the same time. Insurrection. Great avatar, by the way, Jorith. This Insurrection. Red, 5 generic. These guys look very surprised. Sorcery, untap all creatures and gain control of all of them until end of turn. They gain haste until end of turn. I don't know how to judge this card. It's good if you're in like a game where there's like tons of people, like, and they play a lot of creatures. So if it's a very creature-based game, just clogging up the board, I can totally see this doing well. However, if you're in a game where like people put very few creatures and they're mostly like singular bombs and maybe there's a stupid combo player at the table, this is not worth it. Overall, I don't like it. It's a little jank for my taste, but I do see the potential. If you got the right play group, this is gonna work out perfectly because they don't have anything to block with. You took all their stuff. Untap all creatures, gain control of all of them. It's the ultimate creature stealing thingamabobber. Okay, let's take one from the crowd. Cannot pronounce your name at all. Decree of Annihilation. Okay, we got red, 8 generic sorcery. Remove all artifacts, creatures, lands, graveyards, and hands from the game. What, everything? You took it all. Artifacts, creatures, lands, graveyards, and hands from the game. So I get to keep my Enchantments and Planeswalkers. Cycle for 7 mana? Were you nuts? Okay, when you cycle Decree of Annihilation, destroy all lands. What is going on here? Okay, so I got an instant speed Armageddon is what you're telling me. You know what? I really don't care about this top half anymore. This doesn't look that interesting to me. The cycling part, now, that's what I'm talking about. Instant speed Armageddon at 7 mana. I think that's worth it. That's crazy. That blows my mind that this thing exists. Like to cycle this thing. Oh, by the way, we blow up all the lands at the same time. End of turn. Cycle the Decree of Annihilation. A lot of people here getting excited about Dragonstorm. What's Dragonstorm? How many other people are... I don't hear you loud enough. You want to see Dragonstorm? Okay, let's look at Dragonstorm. Do your dragons have Storm? Red A generic sorcery. That is a lot of mana. Search your library for a dragon permanent card and put it onto the battlefield. Then shuffle your library. You need enough rituals to make this work, but yes, it is worth it. I mean, dragons are a little bit underwhelming overall in Magic because they're very expensive. They're very clunky. Most of them are quite a bit underwhelming overall for their mana cost. But if you can Dragonstorm onto the battlefield, then that's great. Then you just put a bunch of them onto the battlefield and make your opponent suffer. Tommyson says, decrees were a cycle that ironically had cycling. Very ironic. The cycling cycle. It has storm. Yeah, I know it has storm. I read the parts. You can have like you get more than one dragon on the battlefield. Finally, a way of, we've combined creatures with storm at the same time. Take that, there's some tree with storm or something like that. I think there's one actual creature with storm. All right, next super chat. We've got Platonic Liquid. Good morning. I like Toad's suggestion. Bringer players rise up. Bringer. What was Toad's? Toads. I'm getting sniped. Did Toads get sniped? Toads got sniped too easily. Okay, give me another one, Toads. Give me anything. What do you got for me, Toads? People sniping the super chatters. Okay, I'm gonna move on, Toad. There we go. Okay, Apex of Power. The power in my hands. Nicobolus, probably. As I desire, so it shall be. Red, 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 7 generic sorcery. Exile the top 7 cards of your library. Till end of turn, you may cast spells from among them. And then if the spell was cast from your hand, add 10 mana of any one color. You may cast... So you have to... So you're basically spending 10 mana to get, like, maybe a few spells out of this. It's not bad to refill your hand, but 10 mana is a lot of mana. Like, you're not even really winning the game here. And who knows what you draw off the top of your deck. It's just 7 cards. A lot of them are going to be lands. At least, like, 3. 3 of them are going to be lands. 3 if you're lucky. A worst case scenario could be more than 3. You know what? Does not Zyber with me. Lord says he plays the card. It's free. Is it free? You still got to pay. You get 10 mana. Till in turn, you may cast spell. You don't get to cast them for free. You got to pay that mana. By the way, you're this clunky red deck. How many cards do you think you're going to cast off that thing? If you have Apex of Power, I'm surprised. You probably have Dragonstorm and Decree of Annihilation Insurrection in your deck. Anyway, maybe I gotta see it in action, but I mean, it does not look that good to me. It's fine to like refill your hand late in the game if nothing's happening, but you're basically going to, yeah, it's just some card advantage spell. That's it. For 10 mana. 10 mana. Pugger! Disaster Radius. Ryan says, all these cards are great with Wildfire Internal, which makes them all free. Yeah, combo all these cards with Wildfire Internal. Disaster Radius, 7 mana sorcery has an additional cost to cast this spell. Reveal a creature from your hand. Disaster Radius deals X damage to each creature deals X damage to each creature your opponents control, where X is the revealed card's mana cost. One-sided board wipe, huh? That's good. It's not bad. It's pretty bad. Wait, this is your card. But you think it's bad? I don't think it's that bad. You're gonna have, I mean, you're probably gonna have at least something that costs 6 or 7 mana. Yeah, you could reveal the Bedlam Reveler. And maybe we're gonna look at Bedlam Reveler in a second. So you reveal something really expensive, and you just blow up your opponent's board. You get to keep your board. I like those non-symmetrical effects. That gonna work out? That's gonna work out for me. Okay, next we'll go to King Ginger. Blast Furnace Hellkite. Nine mana, 5/5 dragon, artifact offering. You may cast the spell as though it had flash by sacking an artifact and paying the difference in mana cost between this and the sacrifice artifact. Oh, so if you pay like, so you sack a 4 mana artifact. So if you sacrifice the 1 ring, because maybe it was going to kill you, this costs 4 less. I could get behind that. Flying double strike. Creatures attacking your opponent have double strike. Creatures attacking your opponents. Does that apply to everybody? Does everyone get this ability? So basically, all your opponents, they have double strike if they're attacking each other, but if they attack you, it's only single strike. That is interesting. I like that. That's pretty wild. It's 7 mana. It's not 9 mana, right? It's not 9 mana. You're gonna sack some 4 or 5 mana artifacts. You could even tap some, I don't know, Lotus or something for 5 mana, sack it to pay its cost, and then you're good to go. So yeah, I like it. The Dragon Mage is danger? The Dragon Mage. It don't exist. Okay. Mark Zilla with Velamachos Lorehold. Machos. Velamachos. Oh, this thing. Okay, red, white, 5 generic for a 5/5 Elder Dragon. Flying Vigilance and Haste. When Velamachos Lorehold attacks, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value less than or equal to Velamachos Lorehold's power from among them without paying its mana cost. Could be another one of those cards that, like, lets you attack for the 2nd time or 3rd time this turn. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Amazing card. To attack and play instants and sorceries, if you can chain enough of those, get another attack step types of cards, you might just kill your opponent on the spot. Yeah, I would rather you guys don't name multicolor cards, but yes, they will count. It's got a little good. How about this? The red must be equal or dominate in the mana cost. If it's like triple white, 1 red, I'll disqualify it. Maybe that'll be the new rule. I prefer you people choose just pure red though. Ember Shot. How do I shot web? Says Abe 10 Alpha. What is this? 7 mana instant deals 3 damage to our creature or player. Draw a card. Absolute trash. No. I mean, at least we get to draw a card off of this. It's wild to make this fair. I mean, it's lightning bolt, right? It's worse than. Yeah, no, it's lightning bolt. 3 damage to any target. So to make lightning bolt fair with a cantrip, you have to add 6 mana to that thing. Honestly, I think they overshot it. It probably is still unplayable at 4. 3 damage. Like, think of it this way, like, Electrolyze is 2 colors, but Electrolyze is like 3 mana, deal 2 damage, draw a card. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of mana. Damage and draw? Now that's value. Yeah, you would think. Finally, red card draw. Yeah, insert Gordon Ramsay meme. Oh, finally some good red card draw. Yeah, to the red players. No, to the rest of the world, absolute trash. Get it out of here. Okay, well, we got Jacob with... Actually, my vote is for Ovika Enigma Goliath. This is a 7 mana 6/6 flying Phyrexian Nightmare. Ward 3, pay 3. Okay, this is the last gold card. Some of these are going to get absurd. Like, they seem to be really strong if you add, like, another color. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create X 1/1 Phyrexian Goblin creature tokens, where X is the mana value of that spell. They gain haste until end of turn. Super worth it. 1,000,000% worth it. I should just have a separate gold card video. We'll do all the gold cards. This is just going to be red cards. Next super chat, 1 of 1 king in. Oh, we did insurrection. Okay, your super chat gonna get donated to Nathaniel. I think. Hold on. I think there's a super chat for this Primal Conqueror thing. So we're not gonna do Primal Conqueror. No sniping the super chats, people. Let's give something to Joel. What is this? Kiss? Goria Forge Tyrant? Ooh, that's a dragon. Okay, we got red, 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 6 generic for a 5/4. Affinity for artifacts. That's bizarre. This is a red creature for crying out loud. Flying haste whenever... What is this? Chiss or Kiss? Kiss Goria, Forge Tyrant attacks. Exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may cast an artifact spell from among them this turn. If you do, it has affinity for artifacts. This is crazy. I think this card's broken. It's 3 mana. And it has haste. And you can still cast and get more stuff out of this. This thing is insane. And it's so easy to cast. Affinity for artifact. I mean, what? You just put a bunch of treasures on the battlefield and it costs nothing. Literally nothing. And the way it, like, casting stuff works, you can declare the spell. And if you have, like, 6 treasures on the battlefield, you say, well, it costs only 3 mana. Then sack 3 treasures to pay the triple red. And you still get the affinity for artifacts. You get to, and it's card advantage. Now that is some good card draw, right there. Yeah, it danger. I think it danger. This is a red dragon for affinity. Well, okay, can I get some merfolk for affinity or something? I got plenty of artifacts to affinity my merfolk. Wild card. All right, next super chat we've got Platonic Liquid with Chaos Lord. Chaos Lord. Really? What was this guy? It's a 7 mana, 7/7 first strike. Can attack the first turn it comes into play on a side. The hell does that mean? Okay, hold on. Let's just look. Let's go to Oracle Text Land. Okay, at the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent gains control of Chaos Lord if the number of permanents is even. What the hell? Chaos Lord can attack as though it had haste unless it entered the battlefield this turn. Can attack as though it had haste unless... Okay, so... Because when you gain control of it... when someone new gains control of it, it'll have haste. When you put it into play, it does not have haste. What a weird card. I have no idea how you abuse this thing. I assume you don't. Not worth it. I think. Unless there is some weird janky way that you can combo with this thing. But I don't know how you do that. Aaron! Oh, and Henrik says, so you give them haste, but you don't get it. That's right. You don't get the haste. They get the haste, though. It's haste, but not the first turn. Yeah. Not for you! Someone call haste, but not for me. Oh, let's get Dragon's Roast on here. Just so that Aaron doesn't lose out on their card. Dragon's Roast? Oh, sorry, Roost. What the hell is a roost? Oh, you must be talking about another card. You must be commenting on a card. Sounds like an actual card name, the Dragon's Roost. All right, we're gonna look at more cards that are insanely expensive, but we gotta thank our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com. What is the deal of the week this week at FusionGamingOnline.com? You know where to get all your expensive cards in mana, but get deals on them. Deal of the week this week, save 15% off all, which singles? The list singles. That is a very ambiguous set because there's also, it's just a mishmash of everything. Everything that you've ever wanted to be reprinted is in the list, and now it's 15% off at FusionGamingOnline.com, a place you can buy cards and support the channel. And don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get an additional 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. Generally speaking, you're not renting really expensive cards, so I don't know how to make a great segue into this particular sponsorship, but if you want to play any deck, any format, any time, because it's cheaper, bandless saver, play more decks, gets you that competitive edge. You can support the channel by using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_73V. Back to Chaos Lord. As if I didn't enjoy enough looking at this guy. Haste for everyone except me. That's how it is. Okay, more super chats. Steve Cooper with City on Fire. Red, 5 generic enchantment with Convoke. I can get behind that. If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it triple that damage instead. Oh my god. It's an enchantment, so it's permanent. This card's great. It's absolutely great. I'm just thinking, you deal like... All of a sudden, Pyroclasm deals like 6 damage to everything. That's disgusting. Erland is like, dang. That's a nice card. That's a dang nice card. And it says, does split cards that their combined mana cost is more than 7 count? Nope, I'll disqualify those. Because by split rules, cards the mana cost is combined. That is true. But the individual card is not. I will disqualify that thing in a second. 60 damage to each creature? Yeah, nothing will survive that. Except, what, Stuffy Doll? Stuffy Doll can take a lot of pain. No pain, no gain, says the Stuffy Doll. Probably. Whoops. Termis! Myojin of Roaring Blades. Roaring, huh? What the hell is going on here? I don't even know where the head is. And it looks like it gives me Eldrazi vibes for some reason, but it's not an Eldrazi. Red, 5 generic for a 7/4 spirit. Myojin of Roaring Blades enters the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it if you cast it from your hand. No cheating, people. Remove an indestructible counter from Myojin of Roaring Blades. It deals 7 damage to each of up to 3 targets. Not bad. Not bad. You know what? It's 8 mana, but it's indestructible, and it's removal. For 3 things. I can get behind something like that. And then it's quite destructible. But it's legendary, so if it's your commander, it can keep coming back. I swear, someone cast Cloak of Invisibility on me. I swear. Oh, did we look at Bedlam Reveler? Maybe we didn't look at Bedlam Reveler. This instantly qualified. This card's great. Now we can get the okay. So let me read the card. It's 8 mana for a 3/4 Devil Horror. Didn't know its creature type. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. You're a red player. Why don't you? You would absolutely will have instants and sorceries in your graveyard. It's got prowess. And when Bedlam Reveler enters the battlefield, discard your hand and draw 3 cards. That's insane. So now this is the Ancestral Recall of red. Now we get the Gordon Ramsay like eating up some Bedlam Reveler and saying, now that is some damn good card draw. Myojin, don't get the counter as your command. Oh! Oh, that's true. Yeah, you have to cast it from your hand. When it's your commander, that's cheating. It's basically cheating into play. In some ways, commanders are cheating. I mean, the card just never goes away. It just keeps coming back. Okay, All Cap says, is Dance with Calamity done? I don't know. With Calamity? Okay, 8 mana sorcery. Shuffle your library. Already my brother would love this card. Loves shuffling. As many times as you choose, you may exile the top card of your library. If the total mana value of the cards exiled this way is 13 or less, you may cast any number of spells from among those cards without paying their mana costs. Ooh. So what if it goes over? So what, you get nothing? It doesn't tell me what happens if I go over. If the total mana value of the cards exiled this way is 13 or less, I guess you get nothing. Shuffle decks unite. I have no idea how to evaluate this card because you don't want to have you don't want too many expensive cards in your deck, but at the same time you have this Dance with Calamity. But it's like ad nauseum for red, isn't it? That's basically what it is. Instead of putting it into your hand, you put it directly onto the battlefield. All right, I'll give it a pass. I'll give it a pass. Why not? Ad nauseum for red. Jacob Thune with the World Fire. I don't know how I can say no to this card. It's 9 mana, sudden death. You know, it's like playing Mortal Kombat, where like each player has like, or each player has like a smidge of life. You get hit once, you're dead. It's over. So sorcery, exile all permanents, exile all cards from all hands and graveyards. Each player's life total becomes 1. Finally, we are even. Everything is even, Steven. Even the smallest spark may set a world ablaze. Pugger says, so this show got me thinking. I can't remember a time where there is multiple 7 CMC spells playable in Standard. It just blows my mind. It's hard. 7 mana is a really high bar. You know, because mana is not easy. You're always mana screwed, not mana flooded. And when you're mana flooded, you never have these cards available. Yeah, I have nothing else to say about World Fire. World Fire is World Fire. Brian Shaw with... does Itali Primal Conquer count? I'm pretty sure Itali Primal Conquer. Oh, we did this one, Brian. This was one of the earliest ones. It's also insane. I actually think this card is crazy. Okay, we're gonna donate your super chat, Brian, to Nidira. TCG Obliterate. Boom! Another incredible reset the game card. Red, 6 generic, sorcery, can't be countered. All right, well, blue players. Very, very scared of this card. The red player's getting ready to hit 8 mana. What are we gonna do? We must do something about this. Destroy all artifacts, creatures, and lands. They can't be regenerated. Yeah, if, I was thinking of a quote, but it's actually the opposite of this, so it doesn't work. The enemy has been destroyed, sir. So have the forest, the city, your palace, your dog. Not the dog! R.I.P. to the Keldon Soldier's King's dog. Anyway, great card, though. Very, very good. Next super chat will be to... Platonic Liquid is donating another one to Toads. Toad's original was Bringer of the Red Dawn. Oh! This reminds me of some sort of Pokemon, like that Polygon or something. Is Polygon a Pokemon? Oh, I'm such a boomer now. I don't remember. I used to know all 151. Now I don't know any. Okay, we got a red 7 generic 5/5 Bringer. I like that. Bring it. Bring it on. The hell is a Bringer? You can pay Wooburg rather than pay the Bringer of the Dawn's mana cost. That's great. All right, so we have one way of getting this thing into play for cheap. And then as Trample, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may untap target creature and gain control of it until end of turn. That creature gains haste until end of turn. So 5 mana, swipe your girl every single turn. I love it. Maybe I was thinking of Porygon. This comes from the land of Porygon. Just looks like a weird 3D rendered creature from the 90s. Erland, Greater Gargadon. Thought its design is interesting. Oh, Greater Gargadon is great. Greater Gargadon. What's his name? Is Gargadon? The Greater G. There we go. Greater Gargadon. 10 mana, but not really. It's not really 10 mana. It's a 9/7 creature. It's a beast with Suspend of a red. But here's the deal. You can sack an artifact or creature or a land to remove the time counters from Greater Gargadon. And you can only activate it if Greater Gargadon is suspended. But the whole point is you can like sack a bunch of stuff to get into play earlier. In the right deck, I guess this is playable. The only problem is it's just literally a 9/7 creature. Like this is not a very exciting thing to get into play. I mean, you're literally putting a vanilla creature in play. So the only reason you would want to play this is that sacking your permanents has like some sort of advantage or something. Does the creature have to be tapped for it to work? What does that mean? But anyway, Greater Gargadon, playable card. It's not as expensive as it looks. And by the way, remember, this is weird with Suspend. If a creature with Suspend comes off Suspend, it has haste. I don't know why. That's just how the rule works. It's not intuitive, in my opinion. Makes no sense to me. I'm right about that, right? Like a creature coming off suspend has haste. What's with this Bosch thing? Yeah, Bosch! Jacob's with Bosch. Where's more Bosch? Okay, let's look at Bosch. Bosch what? Oh, Bosch? There's nothing else with Bosch. It's a hybrid. Yeah, okay, hybrid I guess counts. 3/5. This card is busted. If a source your control with an... Hold on, this isn't even 7 mana. Okay, I don't know what Bosch you're talking about. Bosch Iron Golem? It's not red! Maybe it counts for your commander decks, but not for the show. Anna, Bearer of the Heavens. It's an artifact, people. That was not... Oh, we did this one. Sorry. It was a good card. It was a good card, though. It was a great one. Let's get to some super chats. We did Insurrection Owen. So we're gonna donate your super chats. Look at the show. Watch the replay. Let's go with Toilet Duck's Goblin Game. Goblin Game, 7 mana. Each player hides at least one object, then all players reveal them simultaneously. Each player loses life equal to the number of objects he or she revealed. The player who revealed the fewest objects then loses half of his or her life rounded up. If 2 or more players are tied for the fewest, each player loses half of his or her life rounded up. I think this card's crap. I mean, this is just pointless. I mean, it's a glorified burn spell, if anything. And only to one person. So, I mean, 7 mana. Deal only half their life. What if they have 20 life? Then it just dealt 10 damage to them. Rob Boy, did you get sniped down the line? Okay, you give me another one, Rob Boy. I'm gonna pay attention to you. The people, I guess there's a lot of infamous 7 mana plus red cards. Everyone getting sniped left and right here. Okay, Anna gonna come back with another one. Hamlet back Goliath. Was this Shakespeare? We got a 7 mana 6/6 giant warrior with a garden on its back. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you may put X 1/1/1 counters on Hamlet back Goliath, where X is that creature's power. So it gets bigger and bigger. It maybe is good for a like counters matters deck of some sort. If you live on a giant's back, there's only one individual you'll ever need to fear. With the giant itself. Gadok-Teague. I don't know what the reference is. Anyway, I don't think this is worth it. It's just, it seems too generic. It's just too vanilla of a creature for my taste for 7 mana. It can get pretty big though. I have no doubt about that. I literally just said it as you were pulling it up. There we go. A lot of iconic big chunky red cards, it seems. Too many big chunky red cards. We did World Fire. You people. Okay, we did World Fire, so let's do Mr. Very Smart's Trained Org. 7 mana for a 6/6. This is basically a strictly worse version of Hamlet back Goliath. If Hamlet, it'd be funny if I said this passed and then the Hamlet back Goliath didn't. That would be funny. Reggie Dubs with Drakuseth. That's a card? Oh, it'd be a dragon. Okay, 7 mana for a 7/7 flying dragon. Whenever Drakuseth, Maw of Flames, attacks, it deals 4 damage to any target and 3 damage to each of up to 2 other targets. It's weird that they divide it out like that. 4 damage to 1, 3 damage to 2 more. Anyway, I think it's worth it. I think if you can divide that much damage, that is some good utility. I like it. You don't go all in on just one thing. You spread it out. In theory, it's like a 4-for-1 because you get the dragon, you kill off 3 other things. Look, King Jr. got sniped too. Okay, let's plow through the super chats. What is it? We're in the 3rd quarter. Okay, we're just doing super chats from here on out. Hopefully no one gets sniped from here on. Yo, Little Ted with Decree of Annihilation. I have a feeling we did that one. We did, but I don't know when we did this. Anyway, this is an amazing card, but we are going to donate it to... It's a really crappy day for the super chatters. Oh, the super chatter got screwed. Michelon, Oxida Finisher. And the problem is I can't just go all in on the super chatters like early because then it's just too pay to win in this show. 7 mana for a gold-plated ogre rebel with affinity for equipment. What the hell does that mean? Spell costs 1 less to cast for each equipment you control? Ew. Okay, 7/5 with trample. How much equipment are you gonna have on the battlefield? Let's be serious here. Like what, 1? Maybe 2? Are there like equipment typal decks out there? I don't know. I don't like it as trample. It likes like 1 saving grace. We have 2 equipment, so it's 5 mana. And one of them's probably gonna be, I don't know, Swiftfoot Boots or something. Okay, it's barely passes, but I think this is a little awkward. Okay, next super chat. City on Fire. Fire it is. Well, that one got sniped off too. All right, King Ginger. Your card is going to be donated to... how about Turia? I don't know if I got anything from Turia yet today. Yadaro Wandering Master. Yadaro, is it this? Nope. Okay, let's look up Wandering Master. No! Yadaro? Monster! Okay, am I in the wrong or are you in the wrong? I'm in the wrong. Yeah, you said monster. It's a turtle! What kind of monster is this? How rude! Okay, 7 mana, 8/8 dinosaur turtle with trample and haste. Cycling of red and 1 generic. That is so weird. But I like that it has that utility at the very least. When you cycle Yadaro, shuffle it into your library from your graveyard. Okay, you cycle, then go straight back into the deck. And then if you cycle the card named Yadaro Wandering Monster 4 or more times this game, put it onto the battlefield. Oh, instead of your graveyard instead. I like it. That's cool. That's a good one. I don't know how often you're just going to directly put onto the battlefield. And that is also a very awkward card you have to keep track of. That's so weird. Turtle Power, Cowabunga. Who is that? I guess this is Raphael in retirement. Owen Keith with the super chat. Fury of the Horde. Oh, 7 mana. You can exile 2 red cards from your hand rather than pay Fury of the Horde's mana cost. Untap all creatures that attack this turn. After the main phase, there is an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase. There's millions of combos with this card. Very worth it. It's not even 7 mana. You just pitch 2 red cards and you're good to go. That's how it is. Okay, King Ginger. They all can't get sniped. My favorite dragon. Drag who sets Maw of Flames. I swear we did that one. Did you get, did all of them get sniped? Holy crap! King Ginger getting screwed today. Okay, give me something, King Ginger. Okay, something of yours has to get through. Balefire Dragon. Oh, let's look at Balefire Dragon. Yeah, it's like 3. It's like people are going after King Ginger's super chats. Oh, we got 7 mana, 6/6 dragon flying. When it deals combat damage to a player, it deals that much damage to each creature that players control. That's broken. Now, it doesn't have haste, but holy crap, that's a payoff. Basically, you better block this thing. If you don't block, you lose everything. Did you do it? Or did you... What is the quote? I want to say, you destroyed everything. What did it cost? Nothing. Cost absolutely nothing. Richie Dubs is like, sorry, King Ginger, I wasn't here when you did that. I swear I didn't see the super chats. Okay, next up, Rot Boy's Goblin game got sniped. Did we do a replacement for Rot Boy? We'll get a replacement for Rot Boy. Bogard and Hellkites. We're in the 4th part of the show where I gotta get through all the super chats so the show never ends. It's 8 mana for a 5/5 dragon, flash flying. When Bogard and Hellkite enters the battlefield, deals... Did we do this one? Deals 5 damage divided as you choose among any number of targets. Maybe we didn't. This is just a very unique oh yeah, no, we definitely didn't. I don't remember a dragon with flash. Flash! Just say, do I have a flash sound effect? There, that's the best I think that can describe it. Your opponent holds up 8 mana, all of a sudden a dragon enters the battlefield, and now it's like pinging things off. I think for Flash, I think this is pretty good. I think this is very good. I think if you're holding up 8 mana, this is exactly the type of card you want to be holding up. Wait, Bogard Hellkite is that high? It is that high. It's on the top of, I don't know, some sort of cliff of some sort. Prop Boy said, oh, you cheat this guy and play. Well, you don't want to cast it for actual mana? What's wrong with that? Platonic Liquid with, pushing the rules with Skitter Beam Battalion. You know what, you super chat so much, Platonic Liquid, you can frankly break rules around here. Yeah, for you, I'll just break the rules for you. Okay, we got a 9 mana artifact. It's a 4/4 with prototype. So you can pay, so you don't have to pay the 9 mana, you could pay 5 red. Or red 3 generic. Trample Haste, when Skitter Beam Battalion enters the battlefield, if you cast it, create 2 tokens that are copies of it. So you cast a spell with different mana cost and size. It keeps its abilities and types. So it's just a 2/2. Oh, so it's a 2/2 with Trample Haste, and you create 2 tokens. That's not bad. You get 6 mana. Oh no, but it's only Trample and Haste. It's not flying. But the upside is it's 9 mana for a lot of them. That's the upside is enormous. Steve Cooper donating to chat. Okay, who's gonna get Steve Cooper's thing? We got H-Drav! Avatar of Slaughter. Red 6 generic for an 8/8 avatar. All creatures have double strike and attack each combat if able. That is... Is that gonna work out for you? This is all creatures. This is your opponent's creatures too. I don't know, maybe they'll be happy to see. I guess this is a way, like, if everyone's like, we have to deal with this guy, I guess you bring out the Avatar of Slaughter and all of a sudden now everyone can deal with that guy. I've played this guy in Commander, in Commander before. I just find these cards awkward, like, you enable everyone else to, like, potentially come and kill you, but I guess it's fine. It does big things for 8 mana. A little clunky, but the ability is worth it. And by the way, 8/8, that's a big creature. You want to come at me with your double striker? Well, I got my own double strike around here. I'll teach you the meaning of double strike. I thought I'd say hi on my birthday. Hope all is well. Happy birthday, Vitron Espada. Happy birthday on this wonderful day. Okay, next we got Devil Touched. I don't know what that means, but okay, Stalking Vengeance is amazing in EDH Aristocrats. An aristocrat play. You like the sack stuff, do you? 7 mana for a 5/5 with haste. Whenever another creature you control dies, it deals damage equal to its power to target player or planeswalker. I like cards like that. There you go. That is a sacrifice enabler. Could work with that Greater Gargadon. See, that's what I was talking. Greater Gargadon's pretty awkward by itself. If you combo it with stuff like Stalking Vengeance, all of a sudden you can make some use out of the things that you sacrifice. Jacob Thune. Dargo. The Shipwrecker. And it has a hat. Jacob, when we do the hat show, it better get like more than 1,000 views. I have a feeling it's gonna be a very unpopular show. Oh, we got the Dargo the Shipwrecker has hat. Red 6 generic for a 7/5 giant pirate. As additional cost to cast this spell, you may sacrifice any number of artifacts and or creatures. Spell costs 2 less to cast for each permanent sacrifice this way, and 2 less to cast for each other artifact or creature you sacrifice this turn. So you sack stuff and it can be cheaper. It's got Trampling as partner. That's it? So its best ability is that you can partner it with a commander that has partner. Can sack artifacts. I don't like the whole sacking part. I'm not in love with that. Like, how many times can you do that? Anyway. I don't know how broken the partner part is. Like, maybe you could just randomly attach this to a good partner creature. That's a lot of butter. It is a lot of butter. You're gonna need that butter for that lobster. I'm allergic to shellfish, unfortunately. I was wondering, why is it when I keep going to Red Lobster, I keep getting diarrhea? What is going on here? Then one day I was like, oh, maybe the shellfish is the problem, and it was the problem. Worse than Taco Bell, in my opinion. Oh, the hat stream. That is gonna be a weird stream. Robert! Avatar Fury. Is this from Prophecy? It is from Prophecy. Red, 6 generic, 6/6, flying. If an opponent controls 7 or more lands, Avatar Fury costs 6 less to cast or play. I like that. And you know what? That is not unrealistic. Especially in Commander. Pay a red, Avatar Fury gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So it's basically Shivan Dragon for 2 mana. Cost reduction means, for me, it's worth it. Alright, let's go. Okay, we got through all the super chats. Blast your stuff before the show ends. Pacers fan forever. Oatvara Hellkite. This is an 8 mana 6/6 dragon. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, create a 6/6 red flying creature token with flying. You get another dragon. So, actually, this is pretty good. So you set up a bunch of earlier dragons, you slam down your Oatvara Hellkite, and the dragons multiply like crazy. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, create a... Does it stack for each dragon you attack with, or are you only getting one 6/6 dragon per attack? I want to say every dragon is going to trigger this. If every dragon triggers this, then this is good. If the dragons, if you only get one 6/6 dragon, I think this thing sucks. It stacks? All right, good. It's good then. Cannot end without blasphemous act. Oh, blasphemous act. Blasphemous acts. Blasphemy. Red 8 generic sorcery. Costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield. 13 damage each creature. Sayonara. And probably for only 1 red mana. It's probably the most mana efficient sweeper in all of Magic the Gathering. At least for Commander. It actually saw competitive play too for a little while. It's a great card. Holy places are no longer sanctuary from death, and death is no longer sanctuary from anything. No, if you get exiled, you're gone. Unless you're a Mist Hollow Griffin. Carlos! Gotta go. Blast Furnace Hellkite is my last card. Blast Furnace. Oh, we looked at this one. It's great. Zeus! Alpha Brawl. 8 mana for a sorcery. Target creature an opponent controls deals damage equal to its power to each other creature that player controls. It's like a little bit janky. Then each of those creatures deal damage equal to its power to that creature. What? What is going on here? So it's like a board. It's probably a board wipe to 1 person. I don't know. Don't like it. Not a fan for 8 mana. Too much mana. Too much mana for too awkward of a thing. Scrambleverse. Oh god. This is like an awkward card. 8 mana for each non-land permanent. Choose a player at random. Then each player gains control of each permanent for which he or she was chosen. Untap those permanents. I don't know if this card is good. This is all just random nonsense. For 8 mana, you're just making the game more jank. Did we do Infinite Rage? Myojin of Infinite. We did a Myojin of something. Oh, we didn't do this one. Alright, 10 mana? This better be good. It's a 7/4. It comes into play with a Divinity counter on it if you played it from your hand. Alright, so not good if it came from the command zone. Did we look at this? Oh, is it? Or maybe it's similar. So it comes into play with the it has indestructible as long as it has a divinity counter on it. But if you remove the divinity counter on it, you destroy all the lands. Just blow everything up. My good god. I don't know. Too much mana. 10. I don't like it. 10 mana is too much. 8 mana. I can get behind that. 10 mana. You better have some way. It's like it's not bad. Especially if you can cheat, like, I don't want to say cheat this thing in play, but if you have, like, non-land sources to get this thing out, and you blow up everyone else's land, that actually would work out. We did the other Myojin. So many Myojins around here. We did Obliterate. We have not done Thieves Auction, apparently. How many people have mentioned Thieves Auction? Is this another jank card? My spidey sense is tingling. It's jank. 7 mana. Sorcery. Set aside all cards in play. Starting with you, each player chooses one of the cards set aside and puts it into play tapped under his or her control. Repeat the process until all the cards have been chosen. Jank. Goes in the jank pile. Would not spend 7 mana on this. Does not go anywhere. Game does not go anywhere. As far as I'm concerned, the game moves backwards with cards like this. Not worth it. It's worth it if you're trying to just screw with the game. You're one of those people that like mutates all the mana. You know, like you have one of those artifacts. Red produces white, white produces black, black produces green and stuff like that. All right, Nathaniel with fiery emancipation. 6 mana disqualified. Must be 7. Yeah, chaos ensues, exactly. Is there a card called Over the Top? There is! Alright, we got 7 mana sorcery. Each player reveals a number of cards from the top of their library equal to the number of non-land permanents they control. Puts all the permanent cards they revealed this way onto the battlefield. Puts the rest into the graveyard. Now depending how you build your deck, that could be good. Especially if you have a lot of token generators. You got like a million, like again, the treasure token things. It's so easy to get treasures these days. Yeah, it's like it's a warp world effect. So if you build it, if you build it, they will come. And by they I mean your deck will come for your opponents. Did we get all the we got all the super chats, so that is it for the show. Thank you so much everyone for being here. There's actually a lot of red cards that are worth it. I think more than the other cards. They do some powerful stuff once you get to 7, 8, 9 mana. And as usual, if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you very much for being a part, not only being a part of the show, but supporting the show, either being a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or donating with the super chats. And there's some mercy. I do go look at, if you get sniped, I'll try to, you know, give a little bit more attention to the people who got sniped. It's very unfortunate, but it happens. Not everyone can see the super chats of other people, and between the super chats, you know, I gotta make sure that it's not complete pay to win. We get some freebies and we do some super chats in between. And besides, it all gets donated in the end to the non-super chatters. But anyway, thank you very much for being here in the morning. I really appreciate it. People like Reunion, Toads, Jess, we got Platonic Liquid, Jacob, William, Toads, I Am No One, Erland, Termus, Dem, Steve, Cooper, Rotboy, Toads, because without all of you, I'd have no show. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep bringing up them coffees, and we'll keep bringing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all at the next cup.